see.
Their momentous discovery, astronomers finally revealed the face behind the signal from space.
Yeah, I hope they're friendly. See ya.
When finally the time came, the decoded signal was broadcast for all the world to see, attracting the largest audience for one television event ever. The picture the aliens had been sending was of themselves, a self-portrait. Yet this was not a picture of any kind of creature, at least not in the biological sense of the word. What all these strange symbols showed was the internal organization of a highly complex machine.
The thing I want to know is, who made the computers and what are they going to do to us? And if they're out of computers and they're advanced, more advanced than we are, right? And so I'm wondering, we've got to hurry up. We've got to wake up. It's scary. I have kids. I have,
They seem like a lot more intelligent, a lot more immortal.
I don't see why they wouldn't come here after sort of letting themselves be known to us. And that makes me nervous. What else is there to this message?
Today, we're 2, maybe 3 generations away from designing truly intelligent machines. Now, it only stands to reason that if we can do this, other civilizations out there have already done it. Maybe 1 million, maybe 1 billion years ago. Now, if you create a truly intelligent machine, one of the first jobs you're going to give that machine is to design a more intelligent successor to itself, thus setting off a new sort of evolution, a machine evolution. And with a force like that in place, it's only a matter of time before good old flesh and blood starts to look rather beside the point.
As telescopes continued to track the signal, they confirmed its source was definitely on the move, though still over 100 trillion miles away. During their evolution, these machines must have abandoned their biological creators and become galactic explorers. The scientists were adamant the machines were too far away to be a threat, yet sensational press reports were already creating alarm. And the question remained, what did these aliens want?
This question's always been waiting for us at the end of this vigil. What sort of motive can we ascribe to a civilization that would send out this sort of signal? If they had been a biological civilization like our own, we might well consider the possibility that this was an aggressive move, as very much our exploration has been. But as we know that this is a machine intelligence, for all of the philosophizing and all the reasoning that we do, we can't answer that question about what motivates this civilization, at least not now. The best science can do is say, we don't know.
Don't you sometimes regret getting the signal?
Not for a moment. Curiosity is hardwired into the human animal. If there are questions out there that need answers, we're programmed to look for those answers. It's what makes us human. It's what we're all about.
The world's curiosity had been unleashed, and for the first time, astronomers now had the resources to hear the true sound of the stars. On July the 6th, 2003, they reaped their reward, discovering another brand new signal. Days later came another, then more. In fact, over 20 different signals by the time this film was made. When we finally began really to listen to the galaxy, we found it teeming with life. It was as if for centuries we had been in our own little house with the doors and windows closed. And now, as we threw them open, we heard the chatter of voices all around us. It was a discovery so humbling that public anxiety and fear finally dissipated. the UN ended their bickering and agreed to send out a signal in reply to add our welcome to the voices of space. And that is why we are transmitting to you this signal, with its plea for friendship, its encyclopedia of our planet, and, by way of explanation, this simple film.
The film you have just seen has not happened. But could something like this really occur? Here's what the real-life experts think.
For decades, the American military has been searching the skies looking for signals from the Soviet Union. And in particular, they were interested in detecting Soviet nuclear explosions. Now, in 1947, they might well have been searching the skies using infrared to look for the glow of a nuclear explosion. And they might have detected by accident an infrared signal from another civilization, because we know that infrared is capable of transmitting information across the distances between stars.
Should we expect other civilizations to be sending us messages in the binary code? Well, it makes a lot of sense. When we code with the binary code, it makes messages stand out, makes them easily detectable. But more importantly, the binary code is the simplest arithmetic system. And so when you use it, the message is most easily decoded, most easily understood.
What the extraterrestrial civilization would do is try to start out with a beacon signal that would be easy to detect. And one way to do this would be to send out a simple signal like the number pi that any civilization in the universe would know about if they're smart enough to build radio transmitters or receivers. So I think the first thing that will happen is we'll detect this kind of a beacon. Then after that, what will probably happen is we'll find that there's another signal there, a more subtle signal that's harder to detect, but it contains much more complex information.
If we pick up a signal, is there any chance that the signal is coming not from a biological creature, but from machine intelligence, as portrayed in this film? I think that there is a possibility. In fact, I think it's a probability. We're biological, so we tend to assume that they will be too. But once you've developed machine intelligence, then those machines can improve themselves very rapidly. They're not bound by Darwinian evolution, after all. And machines can travel through space. It's not dangerous for them. They can spread out. They can use the resources they find everywhere. They can carry vast amounts of information. So, you know, if we find a signal, of course that signal will be coming from a transmitter, and that's a machine. But I think we should be prepared for the possibility, the very real possibility, that that machine is in the service of another machine.
This is true. In its first 6 years of SETI research, the Planetary Society received dozens of signals that could have been extraterrestrial in origin. Thorough analysis by physicist Paul Horowitz ruled out almost all of them. Yet to this day, there are 5 that remain unexplained.